New at 10, just look at all the love in this room for a young man once accused of murder. All these people believed he was innocent, and they had his back, supporting him for 5 long years. A Dimmitt County jury recently made a unanimous decision, not guilty, for John Michael Alvarado, who has been living under a heavy burden since 2019. The man John admits he killed was his high school counselor, Dr. Carlos Peña. The defense team told jurors the counselor was 6'5" and 250 pounds, a big man with an even bigger secret. KENS 5 reporter Sue Kalberg has a story of heartbreak and redemption in a small South Texas town.
It's just you and the sky.
2-8 Alpha, ready for takeoff.
Nothing else like it.
John Alvarado is free to fly at last. 5 years after John was charged with murder, a jury who heard his story of fear and abuse agreed that the teen's high school counselor was attempting to sexually assault him.
I didn't really have a lot of freedoms, back then, being in fear for, going to prison. My whole life could be, thrown away just because I didn't want to be raped,
John, who was 18 years old at the time, said Carlos Peña relentlessly pursued him, texting him hundreds of times, asking him to come over and help around the house, but he says that's not what happened.
The house where the incident happened has since been demolished, but Alvarado said when he got here, Peña locked him behind deadbolts and then removed the key, effectively trapping him inside.
Alvarado says he took out his pocket knife and stopped the attack by repeatedly stabbing the 6'5", 250-pound man until he released his grip.
They didn't believe you, but everybody else did?
Yes. I told them the truth, from the very beginning. My story never changed.
It was work in the beginning, and he had told me that he'd had kids there before.
Like Alvarado, JJ says he's one of a number of other young victims.
He would try to make weird jokes, gay jokes. I thought it was odd, as he's my teacher also.
The defense attorneys claim that in Peña's phone, they found evidence that over time, he had sent the students he was targeting more than 350,000 text messages, and some of them were extremely explicit.
The level of memory that was on his phone was so massive we had to buy another laptop to be able to process it.
Attorney Brian Powers says evidence proves Peña was an aggressive predator.
He is the worst serial sexual predator that I had ever come across.
With multiple victims telling similar stories of abuse, some are wondering how this case ever went to trial. So we ask, and the district attorney's office told us he never does interviews.
On the phone, they did provide a one-sentence response, saying only they are satisfied with the jury's verdict. In Asherton, at the town's only cemetery, the metal plate for Dr. Carlos Peña keeps a lonely vigil on his untended grave.
Everything was taken away from him. He wasn't able to graduate with his class. He wasn't allowed to walk the stage.
Now, John's mom says her most fervent prayers have been answered.
But now look at him. He's flying planes, and he has a dream, and I'm more than sure that he's going to continue.
Do you feel like the sky's the limit now?
Oh yeah, for sure. Never in a million years did I think I was going to be flying.
Free from the threat of life in prison, John says he's grateful to everyone who believed in him and stood by him. 5 long years.
Dreams really do come true.
They really do, yeah. They really do.
From Carrizo Springs, Sue Kalberg, KENS 5.